How we doing today, guys? It's Jesse with the Common Man Corpus Christi, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. And if you haven't been living under a rock for the last 16 hours, you probably know that Russia has officially invaded Ukraine, and it is a hot mess right now. So we're going to get into this article from The Blaze. It kind of gives an overview, and then towards the end of the video, I've got a Twitter account that looks like a guy that lives directly in Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine. And we're going to go over some of his on-the-ground reporting from what he's seen. So, here we go. Russia claims destruction of 74 Ukrainian military facilities as land assaults begin. Citizens flee cities in fear, take shelter in subway stations. All right, see, there's some of the there's a picture. There we go. All right. Russia's defense ministry claimed early Thursday that the Russian military had already destroyed 74 Ukrainian military facilities, including 11 air bases, only hours into the launch of its full-scale invasion of the neighboring country. As of Thursday morning, Ukraine reported at least 40 soldiers and up to 10 civilians had been killed in the shocking military advance, though those numbers are expected to rise in the coming hours and days. Last report I heard this morning from a German news outlet was the government was saying 55 dead so far. That was the last thing I heard this morning when I looked into it. Only hours before, Russian President Vladimir Putin cast aside global condemnation and threats of harsh economic sanctions when he announced a special military operation had begun in southeastern Ukraine. The West called the maneuver what it actually was, a declaration of war. Under the cover of darkness, the Russian military launched airstrikes on cities across Ukraine, from the Donbass region, where Putin falsely claims he is acting in defense of Russian separatists, to Kharkiv, in the northeast just 30 miles from the Russian border, to Ukraine's capital in Kyiv. On Thursday, Ukrainian's military chief, Valery Zalomany, I don't know, let's call her Z, reportedly said Ukrainian troops were fighting the Russian army in the country's north and south. According to the Associated Press, Z said a battle was raging near the Hostomel air base just under 5 miles northwest of the capital, Kyiv. The north-central location of the capital indicates that Russian troops have advanced significantly into Ukraine. He added that in the south, more fighting was going on near Hinchik, Skadviks, and Chaplinik. Sorry, guys, nope. Putin has claimed Russia will only attack Ukrainian military facilities. We'll see about that. In Lakshnik, in the southeast, a video appeared to show Russian tanks traveling through emptied city streets. Meanwhile, Putin carried on as usual, reportedly maintaining his schedule and meeting in Moscow with Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky reportedly said that the Russian forces were trying to seize the area surrounding the former nuclear power plant at Chernobyl, near the Ukrainian-Belarusian border. Russian occupation forces are trying to seize the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Our defenders are giving their lives so that the tragedy of 1986 will not be repeated, Zelensky said in a statement, adding, "This is a declaration of war against the whole of Europe." The president previously severed diplomatic ties and declared martial law. In a tweet, he also pleaded with sympathetic Russian citizens to protest the government's warning. There you can see his tweet. Many Ukrainians have responded to the onslaught by attempting to withdraw cash and flee major urban centers though reporters have noted that highways have quickly become jammed with traffic and ATMs have been emptied of cash. Grocery stores, too, are reportedly being rapidly cleared of products. Others have taken shelter in subway stations, hoping they will serve as an improvised bomb shelter. I heard noise and I woke up. I realized it sounded like artillery, one Kyiv resident recounted to reporters. He jumped from the couch and ran to wake his mother as another explosion went off behind him. Air raid sirens began to sound in the city. Still others have remained defiant in the face of the attack, the AP reported. "I'm not afraid. I'm going to work. The only unusual thing is that you can't find a taxi in Kyiv," another resident lamented early Thursday. Perspective may change as the day draws out. The sentiment was offered by another who said, "I'm not scared at the moment. Maybe I'll be scared later." War on the European continent is unprecedented for this generation. The reality is perhaps taking longer to set in for some. "I feel panicked, scared, and excited. I don't know who I should ask for help," added another resident. We didn't believe this situation would come." See, and that's the thing about war. Nobody ever believes it's going to happen until it actually happens. All right, so let's go over to this Twitter account. So this guy's name is Ryan Booth. It says up at the top that I think he's got like some kind of marketing company, I believe. We'll look at it here in a little bit. But he literally lives in Kyiv, and he's got some video and stuff that I think pretty much verifies it. So here, we'll start here 11 hours ago. Ryan Booth. The mood in Kyiv is weird. A lot of people leaving, many more getting groceries, but just saw a dude with his dog strolling through the park smoking a cigarette. Really odd vibe here right now, which kind of explains what they were talking about in the article as well. For everyone asking, I won't be leaving. There's a ton of Russian disinformation right now, and the capital, where I am, is probably the safest place to be. Pretty safe to be here. Can't imagine Putin actually bombing Kyiv. He doesn't want to destroy it. British friend in Kyiv just texted me. Want to get a pint later? This is one of his videos. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this without it screwing stuff up, but let's check it out real quick. It's only 4 seconds long. Yeah, so as you can tell, all the traffic's backed all the way up. Everybody trying to get out. This was the air traffic. Yeah, Ukrainian airspace that he posted about 8 hours ago. That shows Ukraine. That shows that there is no like civilian aircraft whatsoever flying around there. Let's see here. And this is, okay, this was 6 hours ago. Kiev update. Everything has calmed down a bit. Lots of people who were about to leave turned around and went home because traffic was too bad. Skies are quiet. Not much going on right now. As for me, I just poured a gin and tonic at 12:16 p.m. It's going to be a wild day. I don't blame you, brother. I'd be drinking too. 3 hours ago, air sirens just went off again, but aside from that, still calm. I haven't heard helicopters, jets, bombs, etc. I'm just sitting tight at home right now. And then, here we go. Let's check this one out. He says, okay, traffic calmed down. People walking around seems normal, but ATMs are empty, which is what they talked about in the news article. Grocery stores ransacked. Thankfully, I stocked up on the essentials. Gin, water, and canned beans. At least he's having a positive attitude about this. So check out his little video right here. This is the same spot as the other day where everything was all, as last night where everything was all jammed up. So, but yeah, as you can tell, people just walking around. I mean, if the bombs aren't dropping around you, I guess what else are you supposed to do? Says, might do a Twitter specs later. We both live and run businesses here. We will get a drink and jam with y'all. Twitter space, clearly. So yeah, so if you want to keep up with what's going on, this guy seems to be tweeting probably. See, a bunch of people said I'm way too calm, and I am, but don't let my tweets fool you. I'm prepared for the worst and have multiple contingencies and exits in place. But all I can do now until we know more is wait. And then this was a little while ago. He said this was an hour ago. Walking outside right now. Need some fresh air. The drone that crashed earlier was a 50-step walk from where I live. So I don't know if the Russians are using drones to monitor things or how they're doing it. And then this kind of makes you feel a little bit better or scared at the same time. Got a notification on my phone about bomb shelters nearby. At least Kiev has a lot of them. So that was 40 minutes ago. I think that's the last one. So yeah, here you go. Tweets about growing high profitable. So it sounds like some kind of marketing guy. But yeah, so if you want to go check it out and keep up with live updates, this guy seems to be doing a pretty good job on that. So you might want to go check out his Twitter feed. I know a lot of people hate Twitter, but really it is sometimes the best place to get the latest breaking news because you literally, anybody with a camera can be a journalist these days. I mean, this guy, he's just a marketing guy and he's out there reporting live from everything he's doing. He's tweeting it out. He's got video coverage. He's showing you what's going on. He's walking around telling you, giving you updates. So stuff like that's really important. Anybody can be a journalist with a phone in their hands. And like I said, Twitter is still the best place for now to get the latest breaking news, especially globally, because anybody with a camera can get on there and report straight from the ground. And that's exactly what this guy's doing. So I think just keep everybody in your prayers. I think that's the best thing that's the only thing in the United States we can do. Seeing people get injured makes it hard to not want to go in there with the full force of our military. But it's not our problem. I hate to say that, but it's not. The best thing we can do in the United States right now is to crank up our oil production to 11 and make sure that all of Europe is taken care of as well as the United States. Obviously the U.S. first so we can get all of our stuff, all of our oil prices back down. And then start shipping over to Europe and the United Kingdom. So when they're getting cut off by Russian oil, or that since they're not buying Russian oil or natural gas right now, they need another supply because otherwise their prices are going to go through the roof. So I think that's probably our best bet forward. It's probably not going to happen under this administration. So that really worries me as to what the hell is going to happen because this is acting a lot like Germany was before World War II. This is a lot of the same excuses Putin is using now, talking about reuniting Russia prior to Stalin and prior to the Cold War and everything getting split up. He wants to reunite the Russian Empire, the federation that existed before, all the communism and everything else. And he sounds a lot like Germany prior to World War II, and using their excuses as trying to reunite Germany as why they were taking different countries over. So it's worrying. I still don't think it's something we need to get involved in as far as a military force. I don't think the government's going to do the right thing to help protect all of us from this, or at least to help protect the Europeans and basically protect our energy prices from this. I don't think they're going to do the right thing when it comes to that. I wish they would, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I don't know, guys. Just keep an eye on the news. Don't concentrate on it. Don't overwhelm with it, but just keep the corner of your eye on it. Just see what's going on and keep it in the back of your mind. And like I said, definitely pray for all the people in Ukraine, because they're going to need that more than anything right now. But hey, that's just my common sense take. This is Jesse with The Common Nerd, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure this information gets out to other people. Have a good day.